Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile, The Awakening. This is Warbands Act 4, and we are about to step into Daresso's dream.
I am Daresso, the Sword King. It was here in the pits of Theopolis that I made my name, killing ragged dogs and wild boars before I could even be considered a man. In this, so glorious of arenas, I care nothing for your past, only your future. And for that, you will have to fight.
So, Doresso, the duelist. Great inspiration for Vegan, one of the masters. This is his origin story that we are reliving. So we're currently in the pits. And we will be following, tracing his footsteps all along the way. And it looks like we got closed in. Wow, so close. No idea what I do, but they're unique, so they are cool. Wow, wow, wow. That was painful. I know I don't have much of a tank, but this is slightly ridiculous. Also, let's put that one on, and then put Continent back on. So, retracing Daresso's footsteps, and we already died once. I think we're doing slightly worse than he did. Given that he did live to become master of the arena. Okay, let's not step in. So, where before we had maggot-shaped vultures, now we got chickens with bow and arrow. Grinding Gear Games' imagination really does no bounds. And let's look at what the unique item is. Asenav's Gentle Touch. Extra int, life, mana, and curse enemy with temporal change on hit. I wonder if this applies to all types of attacks or only to melee attacks or weapon attacks. Cursing with temporal change could be fun, because that slows them down by quite a bit. Let's have a look at this one. There's no resists on it, but the other stats are pretty nice. 53 life, 11 energy shield. That's not quite bad, but this one adds a ton of resists and we're already pretty squishy, and it has the only red-green link on our gear, so we'll keep this one for later. Now it's time to move on. So today is not a good day for recording. I've been having a ton of technical issues. Well, I had a driver update, and that usually resets a lot of settings and things like that. So I had the recording software crash once already, and I had some settings at the wrong frame rate, so the recording was weird. So this is where I ended up last time. There's a boss here, dog thing called the Steel Jaw, which has some kind of defensive skill that's pretty nasty actually. So we'll just continue. I mean, this is the early parts. So we're still facing turkeys with bow and arrow. Eye Pecker, ooh, that's unique as well. So Steel Jaw and Eye Pecker. Sitting in a tree. Well, in an arena. So turkeys, dogs. Okay, so this time around my CPU usage is good, the frame rate is good. I'm recording once again just using my CPU rather than my secondary GPU. So I think I have the setup back to where it was before I did the driver update that resets a bunch of settings. So yeah, I hope it's done now with the technical issues. Yeah. Get away from me, you silly monsters. So this being a squishy character, normally I can pick my my fights. I can control range. Yeah. Resurrect at checkpoint, yes. So then at least I'm in the level. But in this case I'm forced into very tight confines. This definitely favors melee fighters a lot more than it favors ranged characters like me. Especially squishy ranged characters that just want to control the distance, control the battlefield. I went around, didn't I? So I can just go here. So I might actually want to branch out a little bit into cold skills or something. Just maybe a cold nova or something like that. So that if I get surrounded, I can just freeze things and that's because if I run away, those meleers are going to catch up to me, and that's not going to be pretty. So yeah, that's where I died last time. Oh, and of course we have a golem, and we have Herald of Thunder that I need to recast. Okay, so I was gimped quite a bit. So let's see, put some frost walls up, so those projectiles should hit the frost walls. Yeah, you. Okay. And I think that was it. So let's see, I think we were going for stats, yes. Next goal, dual sockets, because we have a nice freezing chance gem waiting for us. Okay, so there's only one way to go, that's here. So in the end we just circle back and go there to the right. Let's see. Just use the tiles to our advantage. Putting up flamethrowers. Recast the golem since it's kind of died in the grand melee here. That one up, that one up. Just keep controlling the battlefield. That's my strategy here. Okay. Okay, strongbox and a turkey. So let's identify. Freezes me when activated. Contains 7 additional items. Contains 3 additional rare items. Contained items have 2 additional sockets. Revives nearby monsters with onslaught. And it detonates nearby corpses. That's a contradictory, those last two, isn't it? Onslaught. But then there's nothing left to detonate. Okay, so we'll just put that one up. I'll get frozen. And I'm dead. Yeah. So, this one on hardcore with a character that's totally not set up to tank. Ooh, that's going to be so painful. I remember this being a lot easier in the beta with an archer. But maybe my archer had more life and also better evasion and all the good survival skills that I have paid 0 attention to because I was just focused on raw damage. So we are almost there. Yep. Also being frozen and then just stuck in one place. Oh, golem. That one. Ice wall. this helps a lot. Just keeping them walled up, totem. Yeah. And let's see, what do we have here? A Jasper chopper, 4 sockets of 6 sockets. That's scary shit. But of course, that's because we have +2. Wow. That's
too much clutter.
That's pretty insane this early. Let's see, how can we rearrange this? Okay, I'm just going to do a bit of shopping. I'll be right back. And we're back with an empty inventory, mostly filled up again with the stuff that was here after the shopping trip. Nothing of the stuff we picked up was useful. At least not for this character. What's in those barrels? Let's see, another death trap, isn't it? I'm gonna put a portal up. It's great.
People of the gutters, steel your bellies, for the slaughter is at hand.
Yeah, so Barcool is pretty nasty.
You won't escape me, little piggy.
Get those turkeys away from me. Here, I'll roast you. Oh wow, we're getting to the point where 4 socket items are considered to be lowish. I think I actually need to tweak my setup to actually still keep showing boots and things that can't have actually more than 4 links. I'll be right back once again. And we're back with 4 link items and 5 link and 6 link items just as always showing. I'll update my item filter.
Adequate performance challenger, if a little messy. Yet Barcool and his stinking flock were simply an audition. Let us see how you fare in the Grand Arena of Theopolis.
The Grand Arena of Theopolis.
Welcome to the Grand Arena of Theopolis. It is here that I first laid eyes upon my true purpose, my Lady Merveille. It is our inspiration that defines us. What do you fight for, gladiator? Hundreds of warriors tried to lay claim to the same title as I, but I defeated all. Victory goes not to the able, but to the ambitious.
Remember Merveille, our Lady Squid friend from Act 1? She was Daresso's true love.
Die a death worthy of applause, gladiator.
Wait, what? There's a lot of enemies here. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So that one is pretty challenging. So here you come into the Grand Arena. It's a bit messy at first because you instantly get surrounded, but after that you have a bit of moving space, which I really appreciate. You can just slowly make your way through and do a full clear of the arena. So this is a smallish arena. There are bigger ones. And just like with most of the arenas. A lot of spectators around. Up there underneath the roof. Well, there's nothing, nobody actually there, but it's about the idea. We have an exit. Especially with this one, I really appreciate the journey. Every area just reveals a little bit more about Doresso and his past and the things that shaped him. It really adds a lot of character to him, which, yeah, it's nice.
At age 13, carving knife in hand, I killed beasts for the amusement of the filthy. At 15, they thought me worthy to fight a fellow man. A butcher he was, twice as big and twice as stupid as I butchered the butcher, and many like him. Earned my way, kill by kill, out of the awful pit and into the grand arena. I thought I would find wealth and glory in the arena. I was wrong. I found something far more precious. My Lady Merveille.
So a stone-cold arena killer falls in love. It's interesting, human side to otherwise pretty brutal character. Let's see, put that one there. So we protect ourselves with frost walls. For some reason I keep making 2, even though I actually have 3 charges. Not quite sure why I don't use that third one. So this arena is slightly larger than the previous one. We don't get as intensely camped from the start as the previous one either. Volatile ice blood. Okay, so he's gonna explode with frost. Yeah.
Too much clutter.
Okay. So I'll clean out the last doggies here, and then I'll be right back after emptying my inventory. So, empty inventory once again. Not quite interesting.
When I'm ready, I'm not.
Well, that's just hey. Golem, where are you? Golem. Looks like a fireball, but he also kind of has the life of a fireball, which means not a lot. Might actually put a minion life support gem on him or something, rather than the chaos damage. Or maybe I should give in to temptation and actually just start summoning a army of zombies. Because currently I do have the damage. Ooh, Quicksilver Flask, always good. I do have the damage. But I'm lacking the substance, and minions, they can provide a form of tank. So, another pluck.
I knelt in the sand of the Grand Arena, awaiting the killing blow. I raised my eyes to look upon my death. Instead, I saw her, Merveille, Her beautiful eyes met mine, and I knew she saw me too. I turned my opponent's strike and killed the man with his own dagger. Fighting had always been about survival, the primal instinct to kill or be killed. Now, the fight became about something else. Love.
So I wasn't originally planning to focus too much on the lore in this segment, but I don't know, I like Daresso's story, so I'm actually just pausing to play all the lore bits. Because it's a human story, but that gets me more than Calm's story, I suppose. Stop hurting me, or trying to hurt me.
When
Really?
I'm ready and not before.
So, that, like that. Problem here is if you move too much, then you basically just summon more monsters. So trying to kite the damage actually causes more opponents to appear. So if you're already having issues with dealing with the enemies, running away is really not the best way to deal with it here, which is annoying because my character kind of wants that room to get away. Here, have a ball. And another ball. And a flame turret. And a fireball. So, aren't they nice? Sharing, caring. Bunch of ice golem type things. Okay. So, mad gladiators. I mean, in the end, this is... It's Daresso's dream slash nightmare, right? It's not entirely a pure dream. So another one. Let's put that one up. I lost my golem again. I keep losing my golem. Ah, they got aggressed by the dogs. A couple more doggies. Let's see, Sacred Life, 1200. That's more than what I got right now. Yeah, so. That's an upgraded version. And I think the exit was somewhere up here. Ah, passageway. Wait, that's not where I came in. Apparently, I can just go down here. No, I've been here before, so I came out here. Okay, so then it's probably down here. Ah, yeah, there's an exit over there. It was just... Wait, what? I am getting slightly confused now. Hey! People standing up there, that's might be Mervale. Okay, there's a couple more enemies. This looks like it could be an exit. Pretty confident I came through there. can't leave through the things down. Okay, that didn't happen to me before. The arena was pretty easy to go through back then. Is this an exit? That's just... Oh. Okay, so I suppose we'll just go back down here and take the other side. Oh, seriously, is this just a dummy? A dummy arena? Man. So that was not an arena that got me forward, it was just a arena. Let's see if this is the real arena. So these are a bunch of named ones. That sounds like it ought to be the real deal. He is explosive. Rudarius. Wow. Wow. That's interesting summoning skills. So let's slowly walk our way back. See who's still alive. Yeah, let's be careful here. Okay, let's see an exit. So that arena of P4, it was just a decoy. It had no exit. That took me a bit to figure out. So, will we...
A battle worthy of song. The way you fight reminds me of how it feels to be possessed with the idea of victory. Is your passion enough to claim a crown? We shall see.
More lore.
The previous King of Swords was a giant of a man, both faster and stronger than I. Yet I needed only look up at my Lady Merveille to know that I had no choice. I could not die this day. I made him shiver under every parry, striking with all of my might so that my arms felt they might snap with every impact. All the while, I studied his face, watching for that moment when he began to doubt. It took an hour, but finally it was there. Burning with pain, empty with exhaustion, I stepped inside his faltering swing and I slit the giant's throat. I did not take my victory. I knelt in the sun, looked to Merveille, and cried out for my lady's hand in marriage. From that day forth, I wore the crown of swords upon my head and the ring of eternal love upon my finger.
So, that's how that ended. A happy story. I think I was bleeding there. I might actually have to upgrade my potions to be staunching or something against the bleeding. Let's resummon the golem as well. Ring of Blades. Let's put the portal up and then go in.
A
King of Swords is nothing. He cannot defend his crown.
Daresso, he looks a bit less healthy. Dare I say, corrupted.
I've missed this.
So I appreciate that you get a
I need
pretty
more mana.
decently sized arena. Ow! Resurrect at checkpoint. Okay, that works. So, resummon, Golem. Reactivate that one, and let's go back in. It's interesting how this was so much easier on my ranger. The difference really is just night and day. He's also using a dash of some sorts.
You're no sovereign.
Okay, I was dashing, but that really didn't go anywhere. Oh man. Let's try this yet again. This is getting embarrassing almost. That's interesting that it is such a different experience with a different character class. The Ranger, just puncture tornado, nothing really special about that. Get that away from me. Yo, freeze, that. So it's pretty important to actually get out of his reach. Wow, just got frozen and then he just boxes you in. I think one more death. No, one more try. I should be able to do this then. He's almost down. Technically he's got an army of clones, so we're on even ground. So that took a lot longer than I'd expected.
But she's not real. Too much clutter.
So, a big eye of desire. So that was the fight with Doresso, King of Swords. We can actually head down there and talk with Lady Diala
Pride the desire from Daresso.
and give the gem to her. So that's one of 2 gems for the Rapture device, which is going to take us further in. So I apologize for all the technical glitches and interruptions of today's episode. But as I said, I think I said in the beginning of the episode, it was driver update day, and that tends to reset/ruin my settings, and I have to rediscover how things work. And you always want to just update your drivers because, well, there I already have a couple of issues that I was hoping the driver updates would fix. One of them being recording TS 100. It had a number of issues introduced in the previous driver update, so I hope I can finally resume that series again. But, well, you'll see if new videos for TS 100 start appearing on my channel, then you know it was fixed, and if not, you know as well. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next episode. Bye bye.